Craig Counsell to the Chicago Cubs.
Boom, breaking news. And Ken Rosenthal's been all over this story all day, so props to him. But
I'm mad at Ken.
Why?
Because I texted him 5 minutes before his 5 minutes to go tweet, and I said, I know you know who it is. And he said, I don't. If I did, I'd break it. And I called him a liar. And then 30 seconds later, he tweeted the Cubs. So, liar, Ken.
You got the confirmation.
You're a liar, Ken.
What
you were getting,
a freaking
your text
day.
got in the way of Counsell's text to him.
You're pissed. Is David Ross pissed? He's in a contract.
Where did he go?
He just got fired.
Well, he's still getting paid.
Or maybe he was leaving. Maybe there's another job that's out there that he felt like he was going to flock to.
Oof.
There's still a million jobs opening. The Padres job is not filled. The Angels job is not filled.
Mm-hmm.
Who else?
Padres and
I said Padres. Is that it?
Brew Crew. What if him
Brewers,
and
Astros? There's 4.
What if Ross goes to the Brewers and Counsell goes?
That'd be awesome.
It'd be the old switcheroo.
It could happen. Your thoughts? I mean, does this blow your mind? First off, we know the Cubs, we didn't even hear about them as interviewing him, although they probably know him pretty well. I think the interview process for someone like Craig Counsell's pretty tired anyway. Like, oh, hey.
This was some backwater dealing here, back channel. Angel or
it went like this, ready?
Agent. We're going to talk
Counsell's on FaceTime, and they're just like,
yep.
He was a free agent, so he could talk to anybody. I wouldn't say it was back channel dealing. I would just say,
it wasn't. It was kept under wraps because we didn't hear that he was going to interview, and you can't do that because you have a manager in place. So if you're going to make a move like that, it's got to be on the phone. You got to drop numbers and
he
say.
couldn't have shown up for an interview because somebody would have seen him.
No,
right.
You don't think you can make it to Chicago? It's like 45 minutes from Milwaukee.
All it would take is one person to see. I mean, unless they hit him walking into the stadium, there's nowhere a restaurant he could go to.
Unless somebody sees his calves, they are not knowing that Craig Counsell is a big league manager.
There's people that would know, I promise you. And around Wrigley Field, there's people that would know.
Okay,
Adam
so maybe
McCalvey covers the team and says, managing the Cubs keeps Counsell close to home. 2 daughters finish high school. 2 sons play college baseball at Minnesota and Michigan. He inherits a team on the rise with huge resources. It all makes logical sense, but wow. I mean, they could just talk to. Also, there's phones, there's FaceTime, all that stuff. Google Meet, whatever.
And
it's
blows
money.
My mind because David Ross was like remember? Oh, he's the dream candidate to take over for Joe Madden. He's the greatest. He's Grandpa Rossi. He's got all the room. Everyone respects him. Da-da-da-da-da. And now he's gone. I mean, this isn't the first time the Cubs, they did a Renteria to Madden. They won a World Series, right? But, I mean, you just think about the history of David Ross with the Cubs. You're like, oh, he'll be there for life. Like, Jed Hoyer's still there. The Theo Epstein connection. He had Rizzo and Brian. He was their best friends. And John Lester. And now, all of a sudden, I mean, listen, a former teammate, I hope he ends up, I'm sure he'll land on his feet, whether it's on TV or at another job. But this is kind of surprising that, because he wasn't, although he did take heat at the end of last year. He did take some heat because they collapsed at the end of the year. And he was starting to get some heat, but still, man.
Did you see their bullpen at the end of last year?
I know, but still, man, David Ross was like a Cub legend. And now he gone.
Their bullpen was like me asking who wants to break the Craig Counsell news. Who wants to come in? And then everyone's like, they can't lift their arms. They're like, no, please don't call on me to come in. Their bullpen was a disaster at the end of the year. They were toast.
They were. That's why
nothing to do. I mean, winning. I'm sorry. They did not make the playoffs because the roster was not good enough. They did not, miss the playoffs because David Ross mismanaged the team. Now, I will say this, Kratz, just like what AJ mentioned, the Cubs value the manager position. So they said, hey, we think Craig Counsell's the best manager in baseball. It's worth the extra whatever, few million bucks compared to what the average manager salary is right now. That's nothing, right? In the grand scheme of what you pay for a player, it is nothing. So if we think that that makes a difference, and it did for us in the past decade with Madden over Renteria, and we won a World Series, and we think that he was a big part of that, then this is easy for them. If they said, hey, we have the opportunity to sign the best manager on the market, period, right? They do it. That's what they did.
And they've watched him. They've probably gone into every season going, Brewers aren't better than us, outside of maybe this year. The Brewers aren't better than us. Like, how? And then at the end of every season, how the heck do they keep beating us? Well, the first shoe to drop is they get Counsell. Does this mean they're going to set off a huge offseason for the Cubs? Or are they thinking, well, we bring in Counsell, we pay him more than we've paid any manager or anybody's paying any manager, and we'll just kind of continue to just float along with mediocre players and fill in and hope we do well? Or does this mean that they're going to be like deep into the Shohei talk? Are they going to be deep into 2 starting pitchers in the free agent market?
Yes. The answer is yes. They're going to go in.
Thing.
Agree?
Oh, they're all in now.
They're going hard this offseason.
Everyone's on the table for the Cubs.
I don't know if they're going to get Ohtani, but there are a lot of other free agents they're going to go after.
They're in on everybody at this point because of this news. Now, here's my thing about this. Counsell comes here, right, to the Cubs, okay? They're going to be in on every free agent. Nobody saw this coming. If you're every organization in baseball, you might have a manager, you might have a GM. This goes back to kind of the White Sox hiring Chris Getz without interviewing people. Take a shot and talk to everybody, right? Kim Ng hired Skip Schumacher. He wasn't really on anyone's list. Boom. Goes there, they make the playoffs for the first time in 20 years, outside of the shortened season, right? If you're an organization now, all bets are off. You can talk to whoever you want. Oh, we got a manager? So what? You're a free agent manager? Oh, well, we're going to talk to you for a little bit. It opens the door to a lot of possibilities now. GMs, managers, coaches, right? Everyone needs to be like, oh, David Ross is there. He's got 2 years left on his contract. He's safe. Not anymore. But it also lends you to say, if you're an organization, talk to everybody you can, because you might get ideas and someone might surprise you and be like, oh, we have so-and-so under contract. Oh, boom, we can get this guy who we think better. Let's take him on.
You don't think this is a one-off? I get what you're saying.
No, it's not. It won't be anymore because teams copy. And if this works for the Cubs, it's going to be a lot of nervous managers.
Right now, we decide on our manager as an organization. Once we make that decision, then we look at the pool of people available. You're saying now they're going to go, oh, I like someone that is available right now, or there's someone I want to discuss the manager position with. And if I have a good combo and I have a good feeling about it.
Padres and Giants, he wasn't even a free agent. The Giants call like, can we talk to Bob Melvin? They're like, sure, we hate him. Get him out of here. Here you go.
No, everything's fine. Kumbaya.
Yeah, remember, Bob Melvin's going to be back. Oh, he's going to be back as the manager of the Giants. David Ross, 2-year deal. He's got 24, option 25. Here you go.
He wasn't lying. He's going to be back. Giants play the Padres 13 times, so it's probably at least 6 times he's coming back to San Diego.
Right. You can do all kinds of semantics.
But I'm serious. Like, think about it. Like, this opens the door for so many crazy things to happen now.
And also, like, think about, like, the whole, what you just said about, like, guys getting tired. Gabe Kapler, tired bullpen. Maybe GMs think, hey, maybe they think he wore out my bullpen. David Ross, tired bullpen. You know, so it's those are thoughts. I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility. And every team should be clamoring for the best manager as fans.
You're the Brewers. You're our Brewers fan here, and Brewers liaison and Brewers.
Really, just the host of Brewers territory and a Brewers playoff legend.
Does this mean the Brewers now rebuild? Burns next domino to fall. He gone. Trade Woody's out, right? Big Woo's out. Freddie Peralta, he gone.
Seriously, they should hire David Ross.
That would be
amazing. It would be so fucking awesome. No, come on.
That ain't happening.
Wait.
But think about now the Brewers. They lose Counsell. He's like, stop.
Hold on.
Role play time.
Do you not think that the ultimate chip on anyone's shoulder of all time would be David Ross if he joins the Brewers and says, fuck you, and tries to win the division every year? Will he not spend 28 hours a day working at his craft to be better than everyone else?
No.
I mean,
you can't.
Are you serious?
You can't change a roster.
You don't think he wants to rip the freaking dagger out of his back and say, no. Fuck you guys. I'm about to rock this division right now.
Here's the problem. He goes to the Brewers. They trade Burns, Woodruff's out.
Well, that's different.
The Brewers you can only have a certain roster.
That's a different story.
How much of this also has to do with Counsell being like, looking at the team going forward and is like, Cubs have a lot more spending power. They're kind of on the way up. Brewers kind of have peaked. Again, Woodruff out, Burns last year. Are we starting to see a little bit of the decline in the Brewers?
We've said that before, though. I'm just pointing this out, too. We've said that before. The Brewers had no farm system, and in the past 3-4 years, they built themselves up. They might have one of the best. I mean, they have, a top 2 prospect in the sport. He's a potential superstar in Jackson Chourio.
going forward with resources.
Of course, the Cubs.
Okay, then
Of course,
that's why
the
you
Cubs.
leave. Then that's why you leave.
But there
I
are.
didn't even get that. You don't even know what I was going to say.
Did I answer it correctly?
No, maybe not.
Okay.
I was going to say which one has better tailgating, and you're like, of course, the Cubs. Nope, the Brewers.
No,
Which
he was
field
going
has
to
a
say.
roof? The
He was
Cubs.
going to say.
Nope, the Brewers.
Which Chicago team does AJ like better? And that's you answered it. You answered it right. The Cubs.
The Brewers.
The Brewers are not going to in my mind, they're not going to completely tear down and rebuild. I think they're a reload team. Even if they trade Corbin Burns this offseason, they'll get 2 or 3 other young prospects pitching wise. That'll probably be good very quickly. I think they're a top 5, if not top 3 team in pitcher development.
Okay.
Minor leagues and big leagues.
Okay, now here's the next question. Which domino falls? Who are the candidates besides Eric Kratz for the Brewers job? Pat Murphy, Eric Kratz,
David Ross,
Christian Yelich. I would have said Stephen Vogt, but he's already a Guardian.
Andy Green.
Really? He's not. You don't think he's going to get? He's not going to get the Cubs job.
Andy Green? No,
He was the bench coach
I
for the
understand what
Cubs.
you're saying. Also, I think Andy Green got a bad rep, and then you flip it around and go, was it Andy Green at San Diego or was it AJ Preller? Because everyone is a manager in San Diego for a minute.
I think Jace Tingler's a guy that could get that look. I'm just going with guys that.
What about? Here's a name: Will Venable.
Yeah, I mean guys that I would say have experience. Not necessarily. Will Venable's not a manager yet, but I think he could be a guy. But I don't think they're going to go after the. I would bet a lot of money. That's my Bet-MGM lock for today. That they're not going after the Buck Showalters, the Joe Maddens.
No.
Like those don't fit there. And as far as the whole rebuild that you're talking about, I feel like for how I've seen Antanasio, run his money, I feel like they're going to be a perpetual retooling team. How do we perpetually retool? Is there ever going to be a year that they're going to say, bam, splash, free agent? I don't know, but I don't know if they ever want to completely tear it down.
Christian Yelich, they signed him to a huge deal. Boom.
Not a free agent, though.
Yeah, but they traded for him and signed him to a huge deal. Derek again chiming in, said Gabe Kapler. Gabe can't go there. There's a roof. He can't tan and wear his sunglasses.
No, that would not be.
I'm just saying the Brewers are, even if they trade Burns, I don't think they're going to be a bad ball club next year. Like there's some.
Well,
you do? I think you're overrating the division.
No Brandon Woodruff. Cubs are going to be better. They're going to spend. Cardinals are, God, they can't be as bad as they were last year. Right? Pirates are supposed to be better. We say that every year. I know.
So is Craig Counsell that big of a deal? Because Big Woo didn't make that many starts this year. So when he did start, he was elite. But they figure it out. They figure out how to find the pieces. And
Cincinnati is going to be better.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So
Cincinnati's going to be better.
That's Scott's boo right there.
Oh, it's
the Reds?
Brewers have Kratz. I have the White Sox, and Scott has.
I have multiple.
The
teams,
Reds,
apparently.
Mariners, Padres, Royals, Tigers. Braves,
Sorry that
Marlins.
before the season I said breaking news.
Breaking news: the
hammer
Mariners
the over.
and the Padres are going to the World Series.
I also said hammer the over on the Reds win total. Hammer it, and then they started off slow, and I said hammer it some more, and everyone did very well.
Matt Arnold's got himself a job now.
Yes, he does.
Got work to do.